a line of people that are tremendously, sadly handicapped that are in wheelchairs. Some of them are quadriplegics, and they put them in these zip tie handcuffs. Is this the country that you want to live in? I mean, it's incredible.
Oh man! Sorry, I just joined. Did you read that quote on air from Representative Andy Ogles today? Did you read that?
Tell me what he said.
Let me tell you what he said. Zoran Little Muhammad Mamdani is an anti-Semitic socialist communist who will destroy the great city of New York. He needs to be deported, which is why I'm calling him to be subject to denaturalization proceedings.
Oh, my God. So basically, he's saying somebody should be deported because he doesn't like some of their policies that's running for office. I mean, that is just so racist and bigoted in nature. See, Andy Ogles is a complete fool. But, you know, if we made a statement, Paul, if we made a statement like that at our job with somebody that we worked with, we would lose our job. He's saying the guy should be deported?
Yeah. And then let me read you one more from Trump Jr. He commented on somebody says, I'm old enough to remember when New Yorkers endured 9/11 instead of voting for it. And Trump Jr. said, New York has fallen. This is where we are, Brian. They've taken off their hats. And my wife said it. She goes, these people are just openly racist, anti-Semitic. They're pieces of shit. They don't want brown people. They don't want anybody that's not white that looks like you and I. And it's absolutely disgusting.
All right, so listen, this guy that's running for office in New York City, I don't know a lot about him. I would say that some of his positions are certainly further to the left than your average Democrat. I don't necessarily think that he is an anti-Semite. I've never heard him make a statement like death to Israel or death to Jews. I've never heard him make a statement like what Donald Trump said, whereas if you're Jewish and you don't vote for me, you need to get your head examined. That would be anti-Semitic. But this is a guy who has some views that are far to the left. Listen, if he wins, congratulations. I think we need more people that are a little bit more in the center. But I also think he has a lot of great ideas, whether it be raising minimum wage, helping immigrants in this country. I think he's certainly a man of compassion. I think he has some good ideas. I agree with him on far more than I disagree with him on. I kind of think of him in a sense that I think of Ocasio-Cortez. Intelligent, well-spoken, energizes the base of the party. Don't always agree with AOC on everything, but I do have respect for her. No, I don't think AOC is anti-Semitic. She has issues with Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government, as do I. But she also calls out terrorism. She calls out, Iran. She calls out, obviously, what took place in October in Israel as atrocities, and she's called out terrorism. This guy's done the same. But when MAGA Republicans say, well, this is where the Democrat Party is headed, anti-Semitism and this and that, listen, I might not agree with everything he says, but I don't think the guy's anti-Semitic.
No, and I'll read you one more for Charlie Kirk. He said, 24 years ago, a group of Muslims killed 2,753 people on 9/11. Now a Muslim socialist is on pace to run New York City. What does his skin color have? Do we support white people because they terrorized January 6th?
No, in fact, he calls them patriots. They're patriots and hostages, Paul. Yeah.
Because they're white.
Why is it that so many MAGA Republicans won't just admit it, that that's what Make America Great Again really stands for? It's Make America White Again. That's what it really stands for. Why won't they just admit it? You know, they say, oh, we want brown people in this country. We just want them to do it the right way. Oh, really? Are you making it easier for them to become legal citizens? Or do you support ICE agents outside of courtrooms after their court date when they show up and they try to do it the right way? This is racism. This is bigotry. This is about attacking brown people. And by the way the they're going after this guy in New York City, the way they go after AOC, go back to your S-hole country, the way they go after some of these people and make fun of the fact that somehow she was a bartender and she paid her way through school, so that's a bad thing. This is bigotry and this is racism. They do not want brown people in this country, but if you're South African and you're 100% white, we'll bring you in here with open arms. That's who Tom Homan is. That's who the Trump administration are.
Right, and I find it ironic that these people that are demonizing immigrants that have been here for 30 years, that have never committed a crime, but they're going to vote for a white man who's an adjudicated rapist, a convicted felon, tax fraud, has dinner with white nationalists. Somehow that's okay and you get a pass because he's the right demographic. But I'm sorry, if you're pregnant and you get zip tied because your documentation's not right and get treated like an animal, it's disgusting. It's vile.
It's
gross.
It is absolutely gross, but we have to be prepared for the fact that it is only going to get worse before it gets better. We are now living in a country where ICE agents don't even identify themselves. They're showing up in front of Home Depots in the morning. They're showing up in synagogues and churches. with scarves over their face because they're a bunch of cowards. Now, listen, I respect law enforcement. I'm very consistent on that. But if you're one of those people that's wearing a scarf over your face and you're not identifying yourself as an ICE agent and you're separating families and, we're talking about mothers from their children, then you are a coward, okay? I respect law enforcement. I really do. But why is it they're making an excuse, Paul, that they're wearing these things over their face to protect themselves? Then why don't police officers wear that over their face? Why don't FBI agents wear that over their face?
Why is it that they moaned and groaned and bitched and whined during COVID when we had a deadly virus that killed millions of people, that it was an infringement upon their rights, freedom, freedom, freedom? But if they want to snatch people off the streets, they can put a mask on and unmarked cars. I don't understand why it's okay now. It's gross. I don't even know how that's legal. I wouldn't let somebody grab me or my wife off the streets if I didn't have if they had a mask on.
Let me tell you something, Paul. It's not. And if you are in your home in most states in this country and somebody breaks into your home, breaks the window or barges down your door, and they don't identify themselves as law enforcement and they have a weapon, you are allowed to use deadly force to defend yourself if you feel like your life is in harm's way. I'm telling you this right now, Paul. I don't want this to happen, but it's going to happen. There is going to be a situation where an ICE agent is not going to identify him or herself, and somebody is going to be using the stand your ground law, and they are going to lose their life. I don't want that to happen, but these ICE agents are breaking the law. It's just like when you're serving a search warrant, you have to identify yourself. Same thing with an ICE agent. You have to identify yourself as law enforcement. And some of these agents we've seen on video are not doing that.
No, and people are buying outfits to pretend to be ICE and going in there and stealing people's cars and zip tying them and stealing their personal belongings because they don't know who's real and who's not.
Right.
This is fascism, Brian. I don't know how else I don't know. I just don't understand how and I used to be a Republican until 16. I don't understand how this is, quote unquote, traditional family values. I want law and order, but I'm also okay voting for an adjudicated rapist and having unmasked men zip tying pregnant women that are having miscarriages in ICE facilities.
Did you see the people that were
shithole country are we?
Did you see the video of people, speaking of handcuffed, people that were in wheelchairs that were handcuffed? Did you see that video?
I made a video. This dude is disabled. What is he going to do? Is he storming the Capitol in a wheelchair? What's he doing, Brian? Is he going to zip tie the senators? The guy can't even drink from a straw.
A line of people that are tremendously, sadly handicapped that are in wheelchairs. Some of them are quadriplegics, and they put them in these zip tie handcuffs. Is this the country that you want to live in? I mean, it's incredible.
Can I say one last thing? I don't want to take up too much. You know what really gets me? These people that are basically just living paycheck to paycheck, that need social services just to stay alive, are doing more against the government than are elected Democratic leaders. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm with you, Paul. It pisses me off also.
They're getting arrested for doing the right thing, and Democrats are like, oh, let me give a strongly worded speech on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, go to hell. I don't care about that speech anymore.
That's not going to work. I agree with you, Paul. Thank you. You did a great job filling in for me, by the way, Paul. We appreciate you.